Hello, lovely people. This is Nicole.
And this is Samantha.
With the power of we are here to switch it up and teach you about business, relationships, and how to not only survive, but make it in Los Angeles.
In each episode, we will have top influential guests from the world of real estate. We work hard,
We stage hard.
and we get it done.
The power of we.
And we're back. I can't believe it.
How are you?
It's been a week. Always a week. for
Always
me.
a week, yes.
You know, I'm in gratitude right now because I got in a huge car accident and I totaled my car and I couldn't believe it. You know, I'm so
Right.
lucky.
Yeah,
Really.
you are. And I think that's what we've been doing all week with our reps and everyone in life. We've been trying to do gratitudes every morning.
Yep.
What are you grateful for today?
Not crying, but I'm already crying. I love you. I'm grateful for you because you're amazing.
Thank you.
I'm also grateful for so much in life. I'm grateful for my amazing team, my fiance. I'm grateful for the incredible guests that we have on that are going to be, we're going to be talking
very
to today.
exciting.
It's like amazing. I mean, you know, after that accident, it was like a quick, oh my God, and I'm back.
Jolt, yeah.
Yeah. It woke me up.
Good.
So let's get started. We are here because we have some exciting guests.
Incredible guest today.
I cannot wait. Rhondaswan is the CEO of Unstoppable Branding Agency, the host of the Rhondaswan Show, and creator of the best-selling Woman Gone Wild series. She has been featured on Fox Business, CNBC, and Bloomberg, and is known for helping entrepreneurs, especially women, build authentic brands and lasting legacies while building life as a devoted mom. Who else do we have?
We also have her amazing husband, Brian Swan, also known as the Unstoppable Surfer, is the co-founder of the Unstoppable Branding Agency. A former robotics engineer and investor, he left corporate America to pioneer digital freedom. Today, he inspires entrepreneurs worldwide by providing ways to build a multi-million-dollar brand, travel the globe, and live life on your own terms.
So welcome. Yay. Look at this unstoppable family. And we did miss your daughter. I know your daughter was supposed to be on here, so I'm going to give you trouble for that.
Hanalei.
But that's exciting.
Yeah.
So tell us, how do you balance being this unbelievable, business person, wife, mom, everything?
Well, that's a really good question. I don't know that I do.
Yes, you do. You're here, right?
I truly appreciate you having us on because it is, with women, right? We juggle so many things,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Mom, my husband, we literally are living kind of separately right now because we full-time live in Bali, Indonesia.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. So the last 17 years, our family has been out of the U.S.
So wait, you moved out of the U.S. for 17 years?
How did you make that decision?
That's crazy.
I know. Well, it's everyone think it would be a glorious thing that happened to us, right? They're like, oh, they had so much money and everything happened so beautifully. Well, it was quite opposite, actually. Brian was a robotics engineer. I was a corporate executive for a pharmaceutical company. And I watched a woman put a 6-week-old baby in daycare. This was now 25 some years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I'm going to quit my job because I don't ever want to put a baby in daycare like that. I want to be primary influence in her life.
Uh-huh.
And you said,
I said, I don't care if I'm my boss's boss's boss. We're not going to be able to, pay for this $1 million house and everything. And this is back in 2005 when, we were investing in real estate. Things were happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
why did you pick Bali?
well, I mean, there's so much to that. So I'll do it very quickly so that you can fill in the gaps, because I think the story that we have is quite inspiring, not only for your audience, but for families. And you're asking about balance.
Yes.
Balance tends to come from a lot of resilience. I feel that you strengthen your resilience muscle. And
Exactly.
when I told him that I wanted to not put my child in daycare, he's like, well, figure this out then. I said, okay, cool. Well, this is in 05, 03.
Yeah.
And this is right when the internet was really starting to kick.
Right.
And I remember watching a documentary with Steve Jobs. And he's like, if you don't understand digital marketing, you will be lost in the dark. And I was like, digital marketing, what the heck is that, right? And so we were, heavily investing in real estate development. We were developing large projects in Flagstaff, Arizona. And our plan was that we were going to have a baby in 3 years. And then this development would just set us completely straight. Because back then, this, in 04, 5, 6, 7, and 8, we couldn't lose. Every home we bought, every home we sold, we were just crushing it. But sure enough, I quit my job. I retired Brian within a year.
Good for you. That's impressive. I don't know if I would have done it.
It was crazy. It was scary because everyone thought I was insane, right?
I can see already what kind of person you are. You're my type of person.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought she was crazy.
He did. He was like,
I'm
she typed
sure
in
of that.
stay-at-home mom.
yeah. And I was like, no, I'm going to figure this out. So all along, I'm trying to learn digital marketing and working with Perry Marshall, who wrote the algorithm for Google.
Wow.
All of our friends thought I was nuts, because they're traditional, right? Robotics engineer, pharmaceutical, corporate. All our friends were corporate. And when I said I'm retiring him, because I made enough money to retire both of us, everyone thought I was still crazy. Well, we crushed it. We grew the business for like 2-3 years, and that's when we went really heavy in real estate. But as you know, 07, 08, that's when the market started to do a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
And we actually had a developer that he was a fraud.
No.
Wow. So what would you say?
So what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Explain
and
a
then
little
also
bit.
like this is the time when you start to learn. When
That's
things
it. That's
happen
exactly.
in
The
my
hardest
career, I'm like, holy shit, what's going to
am I
happen
gonna do?
to me?
Yeah.
But now you either walk forward, take each step, or you don't. And what did you do?
Well, what happened is like when the developer stole all the construction loans. So we had like 5 homes.
He drained all the construction money.
Everybody. It wasn't just us. It was about 20 other families.
Wow.
Even my parents, my sister. It was a mess.
So scary.
But what happened is, if you've ever read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek?
Tim Ferriss.
So it's Tim Ferriss. So there was this chapter in it, and this is back in 2006, 2007, about the mini retirement, to where you could live anywhere in the world for a fraction of the price.
I believe that.
As long as you had something online. And I was like, when we're losing it, when we realize we're losing everything, I was like, what if we just got rid of everything? And it really stems back. I'm going to tell a little story, and I just talked about this on my speech, was especially from your accident.
Right.
My dad died of AIDS when I was 16. Wow. But between the ages of 11 and 16, I got to see what an expiration date was.
Right.
He didn't know if he had 6 months to live, a year to live, 2 years. Fortunately, he lives for 5 years, but he took my brother, my sister, and myself traveling all around the world, through riding camels through the pyramids of Giza, down
amazing.
the Amazon River. So at a young age, I got to realize you're never guaranteed another day in your life. And when when we realized we're losing everything, she goes, I vowed never to put my daughter in daycare. Our daughter was 1 at that time. And I looked at her and I said, we're never guaranteed another day in our life. Let's go live now. We sold everything.
Wow.
And that also goes back to, which I want everyone to really hear this, fear.
Exactly.
And this is what I teach my girls all the time. You cannot stay in the fear. And this is what you guys did. You didn't stay in the fear and you took the steps. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
keep going.
We received so much flack and hatred. Like this was back in, Facebook is just, and we was like, we're just going to sell everything. How could you do this to your daughter? She's going to have no.
Well, because remember, I had quit my job already 3 years before, right? So all this plan, internet stuff, I'm talking about, people still thought we were crazy. Then we build this business, retire ourselves. So we're crushing it cash heavy, start investing, boom, then we lose it. So we had this 3-year arc where everyone already thought it was gonna be a bad idea.
Right.
Then we lose it. So they're like, okay, you proved it to yourself, fine, go back and get your job. And so we had that precipice, that moment again, where we had to make a decision to say, okay, you're right. It would be so much easier to go back and get our jobs. We have a brand new baby. My daughter was just born. She was actually 33
and so
days
what
early.
made you not want to go back and get that job? What made you inside feel like, I got this?
Well, this was that vow. When I said to him 3 years before, I don't ever want to put a baby in daycare. And so we could have easily fell back on that. And I went, no. we said we don't want to ever do this. And this is when he read that book and was like, hold on, there's an option that we have here. And when we said, okay, we're going to fire sale it all. We literally short sailed our home. Like we sold, we lived in La Jolla in California, right?
Yeah. Right.
We lived in La Jolla. We
Beautiful.
put everything on our front yard. Like you want to talk about leave your ego at the door?
Yeah.
When you're so committed and the fear is, your vision is so much bigger than even the fear that you've got.
Right.
Right. And your
I
purpose.
love that. Say that again.
Yeah, your vision is bigger than the fears. We literally stood there, we're like, I see this vision, raising this baby, never putting in daycare. And then this idea of we could actually start and run our business. It's already online. We were already running ads and running online.
Then.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is in 05,
crazy.
06, 7, and 8, right? So that's what happened. And then when we fire sold everything, it was like, we're doing it. And we left. We left with 8 bags. Our daughter was just under a year. And we became the unstoppable family before digital nomads was a thing, right? Like we were doing voice over IPs with our phone to try to call leads. Like there was no Skype. There was no Zoom,
amazing.
right?
I know. I tell the girls all the time.
Zoom.
When I started my business, there was no Facebook. There was nothing. I was basically marching my ass to
It was at the
offices,
same
making
time,
calls.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they have it easy compared to how I had to do
Didn't
it.
you start your company at the same time, 2008?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's what
we
right.
did.
Go girl.
And we left on
So
November,
you know
impressive.
what I
November
dealt
25th,
with.
2008.
Wow.
Yeah. Now there's everything. Internet, there's constant contact, there's everything.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
have everything at your fingertips.
Yeah,
What was
soldier.
the first thing you guys did to start this company once you got to Bali?
Well, Bali was just been 10 years. So this was literally almost 18 years ago that we left.
Yeah.
My daughter's name's Hanalei. We were married in Hanalei Bay, Kauai.
Oh, beautiful.
And she had never been there. So we're like, okay, you know what? We were married 5 years ago. It's our 5-year anniversary. So we left on November 25th. And November 28th was our 5-year anniversary. And that's the first place that we went. We started in Hawaii. But to be straight up, we literally left with $12,872.62 to our name.
Wow.
With a vision and a vow to not put her in daycare and to rebuild our life and to get our mind out of that. Like, lawyers, it was insane.
Yeah, I
Like
can
we had to file
imagine.
bankruptcy. Like you want to talk about your ego, had to leave the ego at the door
Right.
Yeah.
and just walk away from all these pressures that everyone was giving us.
So when did it turn?
Well, I mean, because we had already been set up strategically online, like we were, after like 3-4 months, it was like we started telling our story. And that's why what we do now when it comes to brand building, PR, and media, it's about story.
Yeah.
And I don't
Right.
care how much AI you got. I don't care how much, you can do on social media.
Right.
Human, real stories, real connection. That's why I love this. Real resilience
Right.
is what
It's
people are
so
craving.
important. It's real.
You
I
know?
always
Yeah.
tell them, pick up the phone. Don't hide behind
That's
the
it.
text
Yeah.
or email because
Yeah.
you're not going to get anywhere.
I think-
I'm so glad someone else can understand me.
Right? It's like, because we're so
Yeah.
used to this texting, this
Yeah.
human connection. And that's
but,
what we did.
You know what's crazy right now? It's so influenced by the Instagrammers and all that I don't even understand the branding stuff. It drives me
I feel
absolutely
like that's why like what
insane.
you guys do is so important.
Yeah,
'cause
so-
a lot of things people are doing now is geared towards AI and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
computer generated stuff, which
Yeah.
isn't the same at all.
No, and people can see through that. We
Yeah.
just hosted an event this weekend, Wild X, and it was about, your story matters. It was about creating stages for people to share their story. And the whole audience said, we're seeing now that more people are going to start coming into these human connections, community, right?
so
Back into belly to belly.
Yeah.
So all the young generations are going to continue to do what they're doing, but they're going to come back and
It's
realize
so funny because
human
when I was
interactions.
growing my
True.
business, I was doing networking events
Oh, yeah.
at restaurants, inviting all the realtors.
Yeah.
And I still do that to this
Yep.
day.
Yeah.
And it really helps. It
does.
helps like create, because I feel like my team can actually talk to people that are there and they're not just DMing them.
Exactly.
And,
And you
it's
realize
so
we're
important.
human. Like,
I love what you're doing. That's
just
amazing.
You touched my heart. Like you opened this podcast and you were crying. Like that's real, and to be able to let others through all these digital lines that we're human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what supports people. That's what grows lives. That's
Mm-hmm.
what changes people's lives is through our stories and our resilience. Like you got up.
Yeah.
I had a near-death experience. Like it shook me to the bone.
Yeah, it shakes you.
Right?
Right.
And you're like, wow, I'm here and I have an impact to leave. And so That's what really happened. And we just started growing. So because we were telling story and
Yeah.
YouTube had just came out.
Oh, wow.
So we started uploading videos and just going, we're the unstoppable family. Look, we lost everything, but it doesn't mean it defines you.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And so people were like,
And that's so important for today because
Yes.
here's the thing. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is, girls, guys, they go on there and they're like, why isn't my life like this?
Yeah.
Why don't I have this? Why don't I look like this?
Yep.
And so I love having people like you guys on because you're being vulnerable and you're telling your story
Yeah.
and look where you are today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
and
incredible.
you have a beautiful daughter that was supposed to be on
know.
it and we hopefully will have her on one day.
Absolutely.
But she's how old? 18?
She's 18.
Amazing.
She'll be 19 in April. We left when she was 1. She's lived in, 50 some countries,
And what is
7
she
continents.
doing now?
Wow.
She's a photographer. She started her first company when she was 11, first 6 figures at 12, fashion designer, London Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week. And then when she was 15, she pretty much retired.
Before COVID, she was getting flown from Bali
Yeah.
to like USA to speak on stages. She's getting flown business
Wow,
class.
that's amazing.
And right
incredible.
before COVID, she was
Yeah.
giving her talk about slow fashion, fast fashion. And somebody asked her, what do you see for yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
She just sat there and she said, I think I'm going to just give it a break. And
That's real.
Wow.
I love that. That's real.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's very young,
15,
for God's sake.
set a boundary.
Yeah.
But that's,
You know?
see that? You can
And then
do
she went-
anything you want if
Exactly.
you just put your mind to it.
Yep.
That's the key.
Yeah, I mean, and she borrowed $20 from us and started her company, literally. And that's why I think it's
amazing.
such
So
a.
you are definitely like me, a go-getter.
Yeah.
You're on top of your kid. You're
Right?
on top of your husband. I'm the same way. Trust me. On top of my fiance. I'm on top of Nicole. Where's the sales? Brandon, are you selling? Trust me. So how do you?
Nicole's like,
Yeah.
100%.
She's on
But so for me, I bring a lot of spirituality into my life. I do a lot of meditation. We do
same.
meditation classes. We
Yeah.
have life coaches. So for us, I had family members that had businesses and it never worked. So I said, that's not going to be me. What's going to happen is I'm going to have a life coach for my business and for family.
Yeah.
So we have that in our business so we can, be free. What do you guys do to be able to express yourselves?
Well, for Rhonda and I, I'm the co-founder with Rhonda for the Unstoppable Branding Agency, but it's her baby, right? She's
Yeah.
the face of it. I've been working kind of behind
The scenes.
systems, sales, marketing, and then what's happened. We've been doing that, but then we've been doing real estate back in Bali. I'm splitting time right now to where they're back in the U.S. full time, but I'm going back. We have our properties, but then also working projects there. So and development. So it's kind of like we got the combination.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
to answer your question specifically, is that we've been together for 27 years,
That's impressive.
right? Married, never been apart, and part of our relationship is our spirituality, and it's our connection. I
knew that.
It hasn't been a perfect 27 years,
No, of course
right?
not. I mean,
And people ask like, how did you do it? But there's some really strong values that we hold in our relationship that
Right.
not only because we work together too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's certain things that you do every single day that I'd rather you share it because it's very impactful. It's changed our relationship.
So this was part of my talk on how do you live, because you're never guaranteed another day in your life. So I break it up on how can you do it every single day. Like I have the core four. You got your body, right? So every single day, training, this is your weapon. You got to have your body.
Right.
Relationship with my wife and my daughter, I put daily deposits into their account. What I mean by that, I've been picking flowers every single
Every
day
day.
for my wife. I write her a little note every single day.
I have books and books of notes that he's written every day.
These
Oh,
are
that's
the
beautiful.
daily
Wow.
deposits. If you want to get
That's
into a
amazing.
relationship,
I love that.
Yeah.
A lot of men in Los Angeles could take notes from you.
Yeah,
I
take
hear,
notes.
I hear from all my girls.
and
Right?
it's so simple and easy that
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
you just do it. And
It's also because you're being selfless. You're not in your ego. You're actually a man that is trying to make your life better and the people around you better. And
Yeah.
damn it, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's
But
that's
it's
beautiful.
also I'm selfish in the fact that it gives me so much reward to actually
Yeah.
do it.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Of
And then-
course.
And then our business, you got to be doing things where you have a purpose behind it, right?
Yeah.
You're contributing, you're doing something good for the world, and then the connection with God. Like I just started reading the Bible last year, every single day. And then, and this is what I do every single morning on kind of filling my cup on the core 4. And then there's some passion that you really love. And for me, it's surfing. And when I'm surfing, all 4 of these pillars start working.
And you're definitely in the spiritual vibe. And what's your passion?
Yeah, I mean, my passion is
Besides work.
well,
That's me.
Me too. I'm a workaholic. It's funny one time someone asked, my daughter was actually drawing. She's like, she was drawing a picture. She's like, Mom, you were a worker. You were like to work. I'm like, okay, right. What am I passionate about? But I'm passionate about not only my family, but seeing in other people something they don't see in themselves.
That's amazing.
That's
right?
beautiful.
Like that just turns me on to be able to shine a light on someone. Like obviously we do branding and all the things that we do, but to do that in a way that allows someone to read a story about themselves or to see themselves be interviewed like this. I host a show at the New York Stock Exchange, you know, it's on all these big stations. It's like when people see themselves, they realize their
Isn't that great?
self-worth,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And even those people are like, so good at what they do in business, when they actually feel supported and someone shines a light on them, because I know you shine a light on everyone else, but man, the moment the light's on you or on me, it's like, wow, thank you for that. So that's what I really, really, truly love.
That's incredible.
That's beautiful.
So tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah,
I mean, this is your baby.
Yeah.
We want to hear, because it's like branding makes me absolutely want to jump off a building. No, I'm just kidding. But it's not fun for me because I've been through so many different companies. I've talked to so many different and people that say they're going to do one thing, they don't do it.
Yep.
It's just never what people say.
I feel like it's also hard when you're starting a company to figure out what that brand should be.
Exactly.
And so how do you guys do it? Like, I know some people say like you find your values and then you kind of go into what makes a brand, I guess is my question.
Yeah, it's a really great question. I mean, I think there's a lot of definitions that people could, use, and why you're annoyed with it is because it hasn't touched your heart.
Right.
Because anyone that's trying to tell you just to look at your colors and your fonts, and we don't do any of that.
Right.
I say, what's your story?
Yeah.
Right.
What do you care about? What are your core values?
Yeah.
What are your core values that brings into your business that allows someone to see a heartbeat? And so we're storytellers.
Yeah.
You totally are. And then when I was talking to you, I was like, see, we have the home staging, we have the store online, and we have this. So, but it's all together.
Exactly.
Right? So the story needs to be about how we make people's dreams come
That's
true.
exactly it.
Plus, they don't have to just buy our stage furniture. They can go on our store. And I just gave $1 million to Midnight Mission. So
right, but that's part of you. So a brand is it's what comes through you. Others that have just product brands, yeah, sure, you can just sell a product. I don't sell products. I don't brand people that say, "Oh, this is my widget."
Yeah.
I say, I will work with you if you actually have a heartbeat, if you care, if you want to leave an impact, and then we wrap story around that. And then, of course, all the things that you do, like your family, like that's part of your values is your family, right? It sounds like you're probably pretty damn good at what you do. So being excellent at what you do and showcasing that. And that's really how we built our company. And I've launched literally over 2,500 brands, courses, products with people that have a heartbeat. And that's why people like Gary Vee, Richard Branson, they're on the front of their brand.
right.
Richard Branson doesn't talk about flying airplanes or Virgin, but he is Virgin.
Yeah.
Gary Vee is VaynerMedia.
Yeah.
But no one really knows anything about what they do in their media company. They just know Gary Vee is passionate. He's driven. His story about his wine time with his dad, like that's what you care about. So when you care about someone's story and their values, you just choose that what they offer is what you need.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
That's true.
So we just fill gaps, tell stories, and help people shine.
And you
amazing.
love what you do, I can tell.
Absolutely.
And that's half the battle.
And what, like most of the businesses that when they start out, it's like we were doing that for ourselves, but then we started creating it, for others. And we're like, man, we're pretty good at this. We're solving problems.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're also passionate about it.
Yeah.
You are good at, I could tell when I was talking to your team. I mean, we
I was
love
so
Thomas.
impressed. I mean,
he was amazing.
It's
And then when I was
you can feel
talking
the
to him
passion
too.
about it.
Yeah.
You guys are passionate. And we were like, no, too expensive for me. And he was like, yeah, but I mean, do you know how many times a deal goes through my desk? They're saying, yeah, but okay, what can we do to help you?
Yeah.
Because that's LA. LA is very expensive here. I mean, the world, but especially where we are in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
Yeah, and when you're great at what you do, you can hold the price, you can hold your value,
100%.
and you say, this is what we are the best. Like, we know we are the best.
Yeah.
There's a millions of people that can try to be like you, but none of them can be.
Right.
So what would you say was your most favorite client?
I mean, we've got a lot of amazing clients that we support. I don't know.
Maybe
My
like a
most
story,
favorite.
a story that changed with your client that you didn't expect. Like
That's a great one.
Yeah, I mean,
story.
I've worked with so many women that are just great at what they do, and they didn't realize that the moment they started to tell their story, their businesses accelerate.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think we also, as women, we get stuck in the doing,
Yeah.
right, and being good at the
100%.
doing and checking the boxes and doing all that.
Yeah.
But the moment we actually get vulnerable and say, "Wow, this was scary for me, and I'm raising my child, and I'm good at what I do because I don't do what I do because I'm actually just good at it. I do what I do because it creates the means for my family to be together.
Yeah.
Literally, right? So when we start connecting the dots to the best brands in the world, it's because of the heartbeat that comes from it, right? And that's where
Even the event that we just had.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
it was
like
remarkable.
We had the three of us were on LA. She was doing photography.
Yeah, I'm running the event.
nice.
He's speaking on stage.
I mean,
right?
how proud were you when you were
that's the-
actually thinking about like your whole family was there?
Yeah.
Like I'm proud of my kids all the time.
Yeah, and that's when you can help someone not only tell their story, but to grow in their business because of the work that you do, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys help people get beautiful homes, right? Sell their home.
We make their
that
dreams
changes
come true
their
for
life.
Sure.
Correct.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Like
lot
when
of-
I'm speaking, they're always asking me, why do you do this?
Yeah.
And I was like, because you know what? I really believe, because when I was out during pandemic, no one was out. I was there when they were crying, they were begging me. They wanted to get to everywhere, Africa, anywhere they could, and just sell my house. And I knew that I was making their dream come true at that moment.
Yeah.
And that's when I go, okay, this
Makes it worth. When
it's
you put your
worth
head
it.
on your pillow.
It's not just for money. It's never been
no,
that
it can't
for
be.
me.
That's the
it has to
difference.
be,
Right?
a goal. And also, when I started, there was no career for women in staging. There was no career for anyone in staging. And people were like, oh, you're never going to make it. I'm like, you want to watch? And I'm going to teach women how to be successful in this career. And they would say, do you have your design license? I was like, no. Why do I need my design license?
Exactly.
I'm teaching myself.
Yeah.
And then we ended up creating this career for women, teaching them, creating a whole program for them so they feel confident. And that's what's so important.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are doing. You're making people feel confident.
Yeah, absolutely. And, with working with so many women, I'm the founder of the book series called Women Gone Wild, The Feminine Guide to Fearless Living. So, of course, in branding, it's very parallel to Girls Gone Wild when we were growing up.
Yes.
And that was very
I
polarizing.
wonder if I knew you back then.
Maybe. It was very polarizing, right? It was a name. People are like, that's like Girls Gone Wild. Is it like the new version of women? I said, well, it's women that are bold enough to disrupt and to be willing to step into the fear without it mattering, right? And to step over, because we know success is on the other side of fear.
They don't even know, she doesn't even know what Girls Gone Wild is.
That's so funny.
Because Girls Gone Wild in our
That was
day
in the
was a
90s,
bunch
right?
of girls in hot bathing suits. It was
it a
like
movie?
they were showing themselves.
spring break,
It was like spring
reality.
break.
Yeah, it was spring
they
break
don't even
reality.
have that now.
No.
We're aging
A friend of
ourselves.
ours was one of the guys that actually created it.
Oh, it
very
was
cool.
so cool. It was fun. Yeah.
But it was definitely wasn't such a positive light on women.
Yeah.
Which
That
is
makes
why
sense.
we chose to call our book
Enlighten it.
Yeah.
Women Gone Wild, The Feminine
that.
Guide to Fearless Living for women that are
Right.
telling their stories. We take 25 women, we tell their story, and then I build their brand all year. So those stories, those are the most impactful moments that I've actually had in my career. And that was like, that wasn't where I make my money, right? So usually the biggest impact that you leave isn't usually where you're making the most amount of money either. It's when you're supporting people,
Of course.
you know? And I know you guys have you give so much back.
Yeah.
And the give
exactly.
back when you're giving to someone is actually where the most reward
It
comes
is
from.
seriously, like I just went to the Midnight Mission and I saw these people that, you know, had just came off the streets with their kids and it was, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? They were so grateful to see me and to see what we were going to do, that the little kids were running up, tagging on me, like trying to help me. I was like, okay, this is why I do this.
Yeah, and it brings you, you know, when people are watching, they're like, oh, they've had it all, right? Everything's great for you. But when you just said that about a woman on the street and her children, that brought me back the day when we found out we were losing everything, right? And I was so, at that moment, hopeless. I have literally a brand new baby in my lap. I'm sitting in $1 million+ dollar home, and we can't afford even to pay Skype credit. Like we literally, he bought a $5 burrito, and I almost freaked out because it took our account $35 overdraft because it was $5 overdraft, and they charged us $35 for it, right? So people look and think, oh, you've got it all, but there was a moment where we literally had nothing.
And this is why I have people like you. We have people like you on the podcast because people right now are so in fear. They're so scared.
Exactly.
I mean, your friends, you've heard people, they're like, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do? And think about it. Look where you came from and look what you're doing. It's super inspiring. Yeah. It's so incredible.
And some of the biggest, like your biggest like downfalls, your mess is your message.
Yeah.
So when you're going so like for the people that are listening right now, if you're going through a hard time, a lot of times the best thing is on the other side of it. My father dying of AIDS, tragic thing. But if that would have never happened. I would have not have known that, you know, you're not guaranteed another day. You got to go live now. When we lost everything, where it's like now our identity of what we own, that's not who we are.
Right.
It's about life. It's
and
about
that's what changed our whole life, right?
Yeah.
Like we lost everything, and now we've lived in 50 countries, right? 7 continents. Like if that didn't happen to us, we would have never be sitting right here with you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God. This has been so amazing. We have so much to talk about. It's already been 48 minutes. I'm like, wow, you guys are amazing.
You guys are amazing. Seriously. I'm so grateful.
I mean, this is amazing. I'm so grateful you guys came on. Can you tell everybody how they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to play a lot on Instagram. So Rhondaswan is my name, but our company is the Unstoppable Branding Agency. That's where you can see all the fun stuff that we do for clients and all the TV shows that I host.
Yeah, Rhondaswan.com. I'm BrianTSwan.com. And that's where you can find us.
Yeah. You can find Unstoppable Family as well. Our whole family's connected on Instagram.
So check them out there. They are definitely unstoppable. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, ladies, so much. Thank you.
You guys are amazing.